Hey there, have you ever dreamed of automating repetitive tasks and boosting your productivity with AI, but you don't know where to start? Well, you're in the right place, because I'm excited to introduce to you ChatGPT, build custom GPTs to automate your work. This course will teach you how to create your own AI assistants inside ChatGPT, customized to fit your business needs. My name is Sebastian Glöckner and I've published over 100 online courses helping nearly 300,000 people achieve their business and career goals. And now I want to help you master ChatGPT and AI automation. It doesn't matter if you've already used ChatGPT or if you're just starting out. This course will take you from beginner to expert, step by step. You will discover how to get started with ChatGPT and set up your first AI assistant, the secrets of writing powerful prompts that get you accurate results, how to create, customize and improve your own custom GPTs, and advanced techniques like uploading, knowledge, sharing GPTs and fine-tuning settings. I believe in learning by doing. So you'll be working with real-world examples to develop AI skills that you can actually use in your daily life and business. By the end of this course, you will have the confidence to build, refine and deploy your own AI assistants, making your work faster, smarter and more efficient. With AI and automation becoming essential skills in today's job market, this course will give you a huge advantage in your career or business. Still not sure? No worries. Jump into the course now and take your AI skills to the next level with ChatGPT and custom GPTs. I'll see you inside the course. Hi, this is Sebastian and now we talk about how you get access to ChatGPT, just in case you don't have it already, otherwise you can obviously skip this chapter. So you go just to Google or you just go to your web browser and you just type chatgpt.com. And if you type chatgpt.com, you will get to this interface already. I'm located in Germany, so you see it in German, but don't worry, I will do the rest of the interface in English, obviously. So now the new thing is we can already chat with it without being logged in. So it says, how can I help? And I can ask questions without being logged in. I don't even need an account. This used to be different in the past. There you had to log in every time. So now I can ask a couple of questions, right? So I can ask, what is ChatGPT already? And it gives me an answer instantly, and this is super nice, right? But of course we want to create these custom GPTs and these custom avatars, and these custom avatars can remember, and we can store information there, and so on and so on. And here we need an account, obviously. So you go here to this button, it says register, right, or sign up, and here you can sign up. And then you can sign up with your email address or with your Google account or Microsoft or Apple account. It doesn't really matter. But of course, I take my personal email address because then I feel better, because I use it also professionally and I pay for the professional version. And then when I get invoices, I want to get them to my professional account and link it to my professional account. So please do that. So for example, I will now set up a new account just for the sake of this course, and I will proceed with Google. So I will take my Google. And obviously it's super easy, as always. And then I have this new ChatGPT account set up. Okay, and it gives me some info. This is, I will translate it for you before I translate the whole interface into English, obviously, yes. So it says ChatGPT can answer questions for you. It can help you with gaining knowledge. and help you develop new ideas. Here it says, please don't give sensitive data, because ChatGPT also uses your data for training. So if you, for example, if you feed customer data or the name of or your spouse or whatever of your children or so, then please be careful with that, because it's possible that this information gets back to other users, and we don't want that. And this third thing says, please test if the information is true, because if you ask ChatGPT something, ChatGPT is a reasoning engine, right? So if you ask for 10 reasons why, ... it will give you reasons, but these may not be true. So it's just making up stuff, right? So please always test if the information is true or not. So these are these three pieces of information. Now I press proceed, and it says, I will translate it for you before I translate everything into English, yes. It says ChatGPT will automatically remember the details and of your old discussions, which is very good. This is what we want. And it's also an intelligent assistant. It can also remember things and gives you reminders of stuff. This is also really good. And you have control. You can delete certain memories, and you can also activate or deactivate the memory function, right? So these are all useful things, and this is what we will activate. Okay, so, and obviously they are changing the interface every 2 weeks or so. So maybe if you see this course, maybe it will be different in your case already tomorrow, right? So this will be different for sure tomorrow. So just click OK, because this is what we want here. We want to use the whole interface, right? And now we have the ChatGPT, and I will now change my settings to English, and then we will go on, okay? And now I've switched it to English, and you see instantly how minimalistic this interface is. If we close the sidebar here, you see this is basically only a chat. It's really like, it reminds me of Google. It's only one line where you can type stuff, yeah? And these are just buttons like surprise me, analyze data, blah, blah, blah. So you see this is like this Google interface. So everybody can learn it, everybody can use it right away. And this technology of AI and reasoning and stuff was available long before ChatGPT. So I've been using it since 2021 already, before ChatGPT came onto the market. But you had to be a programmer, you had to program these interfaces and all that stuff, and it was super complicated. Now everybody can use it. So let's look at the interface. This prompt says, or this button says, you can also download it for Apple. If you have an Apple computer, you can also download the app. This is nice, but this is not necessary. So I have the app, I have an Apple computer, but the app is not so good as the browser version. So sometimes it's nice if you can open and fire up the app really fast, and it's a bit faster maybe if you have too many tabs open, but the app is not better. It has less functionality. So if you don't have the app, don't worry, okay? So you see here is the simple interface, and here is the big chat window. And now we prompt. So we use prompting as a verb to prompt, and we use prompting also as a main word. So what is a prompt? The prompt is just what I type in. So it's like what I want to ChatGPT to do. So I can say, please write a story about cats and mice, okay? And this sentence is the prompt. This is a prompt, this is a request which I want from ChatGPT. So here's the prompt, and now I press enter, and ChatGPT instantly uses this and will answer this story for me, or will create the story for me. In the quiet town of Willowbrook, a grand old house stood at the edge, blah, 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 blah. So this is already really astonishing, right? Because this is not like a search engine. It's not like I want to find a story about cats and mice. It is creating a unique story about cats and mice because I asked it to do so. Okay, and now it says I've written a story about a clever cat Jasper and these mice of Willowbrook. And then I can prompt again, so I can ask follow-up questions, right? So I can ask, okay, please name the cat, not Jasper, I want to rename the cat Tom. Okay, and now it will edit. You see, now it's editing the whole thing and the cat is renamed Tom. Okay, and so you see that the second prompt was already a follow-up prompt. Yeah, and now I can say, please make the story shorter and with 6 mice. Now it will create a new story or edit the story, however ChatGPT likes to do it. And now you see that I'm basically discussing with ChatGPT, and this is really great, right? So now let's do a new chat. So you see here this icon here, new chat. I'm creating a new chat and I say I have to give a presentation about cars in the city of New York. Can you outline it for me? So this time it shows a different style. So you see that ChatGPT is changing the styles here and there. Sometimes it's doing this on the left side, the chat, and on the right side, the so-called canvas. And sometimes it's like a real chat, like you chat and you have the next and the next and the next. So this is just a design thing, and you see that this design is always changing, right? So here in this case, it's only one big thread. And you see, I want to have a presentation about the cars in New York City. Can you outline for me? Yes, okay. Cars in the city, challenges, trends, future outlook, blah, blah, blah. And you see, this is good. And then I see maybe this thing was good, but something is missing. So I can you please add a column about the yellow cabs or whatever? Yeah. Now it will create again and add a column, or I wanted to say a section, but it understood what I meant. Now it added a section about yellow cabs. Okay, so what you have to understand is that ChatGPT is not a search engine. So this information may be wrong. Okay, so I will show you in the next video how you can use search inside of ChatGPT. But usually this is not a search engine, it's a reasoning engine. So you have to use ChatGPT like to expand your brain. So you feed it with information you know already, and it will make this stuff bigger and maybe the structure better. But it will not necessarily look everything up, right? So please, if you like put your own name in it and say, what do you know about this guy or this lady, so it will be completely wrong maybe. Okay, so it's not a search engine, it's a reasoning engine. We use it for creative tasks, we use it for presentations, we use it for websites, we use it for ads and ad copy, we use it to work faster, to create content faster. Yes. So, and in the next section I will show you a little bit more about the functionality. Okay, now we can organize these chats, or ChatGPT is already organizing these chats for us. If you open the sidebar here, you see that I have 2 chats already. I have this cars in the New York outline thingy, and I have the cats in my story. Okay, so, and if you work with ChatGPT more and more, you have on the left side dozens and hundreds of chats. Okay, this is completely normal, but the cool thing is if you have an important chat and you want to follow up maybe next week, next day, you can find the chat and then just follow up. For example, I have one chat with a company, the booking company, who doesn't send me invoice for my hotel booking. And then I ask ChatGPT, please follow up on the last email, and ChatGPT writes me a follow-up email. And then 6 days later, I want to follow up again, and then I search the old chat and say, please write the next follow-up email. Yeah. So usually you, or at least in my opinion, usually you don't have to use the chats more often, or most of the chats you use only once. But sometimes you have important chats and you want to follow up maybe 1 day later, 1 week later, and then it's good if you still have them here, right? And for that you can also rename them. If you go here, options, you go to rename, you can, for example, I write it in captions usually. I say cats and mice homework, for example. Yeah. So for me, these things in captions, I know these are important to follow up. Yes. So this is really, really good thing. And there's some more things I want to show you. I mean, of course, it's changing all the time, but a little bit about the interface and the functionalities. If you click here, you can change the model. We will do that later, because now we have the free version, and with the free version you can do enough stuff. But if we really want to go into these AI assistants, these are called GPTs, then we have to upgrade to the paid version. The paid version costs around 20, if I'm not wrong, $20 per month. But this is really well invested, because I mean, I don't know which country you live in, but where I live, the minimum wage is almost 20. Yeah. So if you have an assistant who works for you like every day and saves you a couple of hours every day or every week, then it's really easy to justify that kind of money, right? So here you could change the model. There are models for different things. You cannot do that here in this free version, but this is not the biggest problem. Yeah, the bigger problem we have with the free version is this here. This thing is called My GPTs, and these are these assistants we want to use. If you really don't want to spend money on this, you could also do all what I show you without the GPTs, but it's an awful lot of work, because you have to save all these prompts in a text editor maybe, and in my opinion, then the whole point of the GPTs is gone. Because the cool thing about the GPTs, these AI assistants, is that you have pre-recorded prompts and you can reuse all the time, and this is a big time saver. So the $20 are good invested. So here are some settings, and these settings are not so important. So you can here customize ChatGPT. What should ChatGPT call you? Okay, whatever. Yeah, Sebastian. What do you do? For example, I wouldn't fill that out, because I want to use ChatGPT for everything. Sometimes I use it for my job, sometimes I use it for private stuff. Yeah, and I don't want to color all these chats into a direction. Right? So I do that in my custom AI agents. So I leave that blank. What traits should GPT have? Use formal, informal, casual. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the task, right? So I leave that empty. I leave all that empty, because this is why I have all these AI agents. I don't want it, right? Because we all have different roles. Sometimes we are professional. If I make a discussion with the government, I write differently than I write with my children, right? So you can just ignore that, in my opinion. Yeah. And here are some settings, and also you can just ignore it if I were you. Here's a thing called memory. This is nice, and it's still at the beginning, right? Where you can sometimes remember things from other chats. You can just, in my opinion, just keep everything as it is, right? Just keep everything as it is. And these are special special things which you don't use. I mean, I use ChatGPT professionally since the first day, and I also don't need all these settings. We are creating our own custom GPTs. We are creating our own AI assistants, and this is why we don't really need these settings. This also we don't need, because we are uploading our own files to the custom GPTs, and every GPT gets a different file. Okay, so just be cool and leave everything as it is. But there's one thing which is really nice, or which you should know. This is the search function. So if you say, remember for example the cars in New York, yeah, and I just told you in the last video that that ChatGPT is making up stuff, right? So all the stuff here we don't know, right? So we can turn on the search function, and then it's actually behaving a bit differently, not only as an AI agent but also as a AI search engine. So you can say, what are the traffic, no, what was it, the limits, the speed limits in New York. So, and now I hope it will search. Okay, if not, then I will ask. Searching the web. Yeah, so, and now this is actually real information with a source, right? So here it says Waze and public and blah blah blah. So if you want to do creative stuff and you want to like outline something, and then you don't need to use the search. But if you really need some more information, right, then you should do the search functionality, and this is a really good good thing. You can literally paste a URL and ask ChatGPT, can you please summarize what's on the URL? And ChatGPT is reading the website and summarizing for you. Okay, so this is really nice, and I think now you know all basic stuff about the ChatGPT and how it works. ChatGPT and also the other AI chat tools are the most powerful tools I have seen since the beginning of the internet, right? So the beginning of the internet, that was in the mid or end of the 90s, where everybody switched to the internet and everything became online. And now, like 25 years later, we have this new era. And I want to show you some examples what you can do with ChatGPT. We can use it for business and marketing. You know, I'm now creating a new chat. I clicked here, I now disable the chat. And for example, marketing, I can say, please write a blog post for me about cars in New York and why I should not use one, whatever, just making things up. Yeah, so, and now ChatGPT is instantly give me an answer. You see, sometimes it's using this Canva design where my chat input is moved to the left, and this is in the right, so the left third of the window, and the other 2/3 is the actual answer. This is this Canva design, and ChatGPT decided to use this. This is nice because it can directly change the answer without writing everything new again. I can say, add a 7th chapter please. Yeah, and now it's adding the 7th chapter directly in this abstract here. So good for me, right? So it's adding a 7th chapter. It may be slow, but it's working. So, but for us it doesn't really matter if it's using this interface with this like the left side the chat and the right side the result, or the normal chat design where it's always like a thread and always adding new stuff. So it's not a big difference, but you see I can use it for marketing. Okay, so Now you've hit the free plan limit. Now you see we have to upgrade. We have to upgrade, and this is important anyways, because I want to create these AI assists for you, and this is not possible in the free version anyway. So if you now hit on Get Plus, you can use it and you can cancel every time. Yeah, so I can really highly recommend you to do this. Otherwise, if you want to go with a free version, you can also do most of the stuff I'm showing you with a free version, but you will not like it because you cannot create these AI agents. Yes, and you have to copy paste all these things all the time. This is not the purpose of this course. Okay, so I will switch now to the paid version and then make a small cut in this video, and then I show you what we can also do with ChatGPT instead of only marketing. Okay, now I am back and now I have switched my account, and later I will show you these models, right? So marketing, we can also use it for productivity and automation of repetitive tasks. I can say, for example, I have some emails, and then please write an outline from these emails. I mean an abstract, so you can please say what's in these emails, or you can use it for project management. Yeah, I can say I want to do a project, let's say a school project. A school project, we have 25 people. How can I assign them to groups? The topic is pro and contra cars in New York. Yeah, New York. So now it is doing the project management stuff for me. Divide into two main sides, pro and contra. Since you have 25 people, you have 12 people in the pro, 12 in the contra, and one neutral mode. So you see how nice this is, right? So this thing, if you come up with this by yourself or with a group of 2 people and you have to think about this, you need like 45 minutes for this, and we now got it in like 10 seconds. Okay, so this is really, really nice. So we can use it for project management. We can also use ChatGPT for programming and IT. And by the way, I can use the same chat. Usually it's better to have a new chat for a new topic, but if we are just playing and fooling around, we can use the same chat. You can say, write a code for me in ABAP. This is a SAP programming language, ABAP. I want to look something up in a database table. So just making things up again, yeah. So here's so now it's the same chat, and we are not talking about the taxis in New York anymore. We are now talking about a programming language. This is super nice because I used to be a project manager, and sometimes I had to program stuff, and I would always use ChatGPT to look stuff up because you forget things so easily, right? So you can also use ChatGPT for learning. So for example, explain to me how New York was founded. I need the 15 most important facts. Now you have to be careful because you know that not everything might be true. So I turn on search, okay? I will turn on search, so then the probability is much higher that this is true, right? So I can use ChatGPT for learning. Super nice, right? Then you can use it for creative writing. You see, it's even referencing YouTube video. So you can also use ChatGPT for creative writing. You can say, I want to write a poem about New York, and now please write one for me in the style of Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, now it's adapting the style of Edgar Allan Poe, so it's really creative, right? And you can say, I want it short, I want it long, I want this, I want that. So you can use it for storytelling. Yeah, please do some storytelling about New York versus London. Yeah, so it is so creative, right? And you can also use it for your personal help and personal productivity. For example, if you just copy paste your last CV, for example, where you work, and you say, I need a letter of reference, or I want a letter of application for a new company, for a new firm, then please help me, please write it for me, and write why I'm qualified for this job and why I want to do this job, right? So these are just some examples where you can use ChatGPT for. So it's not only writing blog posts, yeah, you can use it, as I just said, for business, for marketing and sales copy and stuff, for productivity, for programming, IT, for learning, creative writing, and also for your personal help. Yeah, and you can also use it, by the way, for science. So you can ask ChatGPT, like, here's some paper, can you summarize it for me? And you can just drop the PDF. Yeah, I will show you that in the next lesson. Did you notice that my questions or my prompts, my requests were really short and like, yeah, write me some outline, write me some project, and ChatGPT had to decide whether the answer was long or short? Usually we don't work like this. Usually we give more instructions. So we can give a role to ChatGPT. I'm sure you have heard this before, and we should give more information. We should give more info what the result should look like. For example, if I say the role, like, you are, maybe you heard this before, you are a copywriter, you can do that, for example. Yeah, you are a copywriter, you write search engine optimized articles. Okay, and then you can say, please write me a blog post about cars versus subs in New York. And now you can write a little bit more, like length, whatever, 500 words. Yeah, and then please do 3 to 4 sections. The last section should be summary. So you see that I'm really giving more than one instruction. I'm giving a role. You're a copywriter. You write search engine optimized articles, and then say, please write me a blog post about cars versus subs in New York. And then I said length 500 words. Please do 3 to 4 sections, and the last section should be summary. So you can say the prompt doesn't have to be short. The prompt can be like this long. Some prompts which I write are like 2 pages long. Yeah, of course there's the risk, if the prompt is too long, that you lose your structure and ChatGPT doesn't know what to do anymore. But you can do the prompt as long as you like. Okay, so enter, and now I have this all this these things which I want to have. And now it's opening the Canva again. Yeah, and it says now, what did I say? I wanted to 3 to 4 sections. I wanted 500 words, and I wanted this like search engine optimized. Yeah, and the good thing is about the prompts, the more you feed the prompt, the better or the more accurate is the result. For example, if you happen to be a search engine optimized blog writer, then your prompt will look very different. You can write in the prompt maybe something like, yeah, search engine optimized means for me use this keyword 5 to 7 times, or do every headline including that keyword, or whatever, right? So some prompts are really long, because you have to give all these instructions into one single prompt, right? And now we have this 3 to 4, we have these 500 words, and so on and so on. And what we will do later with these custom GPTs is some prompts are really long and really specialized, and we will make a copy of these prompts with some info, maybe PDF or whatever, and we will take a copy of these prompts and feed that into an own AI agent, and we can reuse the agent more and more. So for example, you have this prompt and you have a really good prompt, and this prompt is so long, maybe half a page. You don't want to copy paste this prompt every time, right? So then you need a Word document or an Evernote or whatever, Notion, just for all these prompts. And it's much easier if you have this stored in these AI agents, and the AI agent knows everything already. And then you have an army of AI agents who are equipped for specific tasks. And in the next section, then we will see how to open a PDF, just because I didn't do it in this section, even if I promised. Now, a really cool functionality is to process PDFs. That means you can drag and drop a PDF into the browser window, or you can hit this plus symbol and then you say upload from computer. And now I'm uploading this document here. I just downloaded this from newyork.gov, and it has this mobility initiative, blah blah blah. So it's about our topic, right? If you look at this, so this PDF is maybe exactly the same topic which we were already talking about, right? So now I uploaded the PDF, and I can say, please summarize this PDF or this document. This is super nice, because if you have really like long documents like this, like 10 pages or whatever, and it's so nice that it can summarize these PDFs for you, right? And we will need that later, because later we can use these PDF as storage, or text document as storage for our custom AI agents. Yeah, so keep that in mind, that we can upload PDFs. So for example, we use these PDFs for like information about our business and a customer avatars and a target audience. And if it's more than like maybe one paragraph, usually it's better to just upload the file, right? So you see, it actually summarizes the PDF, and then you can chat and you can ask questions about the PDF, right? So this is really nice. So you see these models here at the top left corner, and I swear, I assure you, as soon as I've uploaded this video, it will be outdated already, because they are literally changing it every couple of weeks, right? Maybe every week, every 2 or 3 weeks there comes a new model. So at the time of this recording, we have this GPT 4.0, which is great for most questions. So that means you use it usually. Then you have like with 4.0 with scheduled tasks. This is nice, because you can say, please follow up later. You can say like, maybe remind me in 2 weeks, and then you will get a push notification if you have ChatGPT installed on your phone, and you get an email, and you also get a push notification in this app here if you open the app. So this could be a really cool thing for the project management, or as I told you, when I had this discussion with the booking company who wouldn't send me an invoice for my business trips, then I can write literally in the chat, I can show it to you now, please remind me in 2 weeks about the vacation planning. Okay, and now it's creating a task for me, right? And this is super nice. I mean, when I did this last time, I got a push notification and an email in my inbox. I mean, can you imagine what that will mean in a couple of years or months when this is fully integrated with the operating system, right? And here at the top right corner, I can see all my tasks. Right here, I had this follow-up on invoice thing actually, right? So it's really nice. So this is nice. And then you have this here, this O1. This is advanced reasoning. This is much slower. But if you're really sure you need really like top level reasoning, maybe you're like doing some super important thing with a lawyer or whatever, maybe then maybe you should use it but I usually never have to use it, right? So for all my marketing and all my correspondence on letters and everything, this standard model is perfect. Then we have this one. This is currently new. And you see that they are always changing these models and maybe if you look at this now, like 2 weeks after my recording, maybe it could look completely different, right? So here's one great at coding and logic. Yeah, so if you do this coding and logic, math stuff and science, then you should choose this. Then here it says fast at advanced reasoning. Yes, why not? But usually, I mean, for the stuff when we're doing some simple project management, or I mean, my whole business depends on this ChatGPT. I have workflow automations in place and automated websites and all that stuff, and I use GPT 4.0 for everything. Yeah, so whatever, right? And then you have here some older models, and this mini. This is faster for most questions. Now you may wonder, why do they have so many models? I mean, why even bother, right? I mean, I would say the standard model, maybe if you watch this course, it's different. Maybe it's 5.0 or 3.03, whatever. Yeah, the standard model is state-of-the-art model for now. If you say this is not enough, you can try to use these more specific models. But I can give you one thing where this is important. Programming. If you are a programmer and you use the ChatGPT so-called API, I mean the programming interface, for example, for automating websites or creating invoices automatically with ChatGPT integration or chatbots, then it could be important because these models have a different pricing. So it's different if you have, for example, you create with the programming language, you create maybe one PDF, and the PDF costs 2 cents or costs 10 cents. Yeah. So, for example, I have one workflow where I create blog posts for one of my websites, for one of my blog projects, and it creates one blog post per day. Automatically, so it will randomly in the background search for search engine optimized keywords. Then it will randomly choose one of these keywords, create a whole blog post, create a picture, upload the picture on my website, do a table of contents, and so on and so on. And when you do stuff like this every day, then the costs count. Yeah, so then it's different if you have like 10 cents or like $1 or €1 for each blog post, or 2 cents, or so if you have this mass data stuff, then you really have to choose wisely which model is good enough. But for our like chatting, where we use our hands and chat stuff and do these discussions, usually that doesn't play such a big role. So now you know it, and if you really think this is not enough, then you can try the other ones. Okay, now we have covered the ChatGPT basics again, because maybe not everybody of you knew this tool already so well. And now we are coming to the juicy part, and I mean the own custom GPTs. And now is the part where I highly recommend you to buy the premium version or the plus version. Yeah, because now we can do this stuff here, which is called My GPTs. You see it here in the upper right corner. If you don't want to pay the money, you're missing really cool stuff. You can also copy paste everything into, but I think it will not be the same. So now I'm assuming that you have a plus version, and if you don't have, you just pay it for 1 month. Okay, so it's called My GPTs. But before we do that, I will show you something else, because maybe you have seen this here, Explore GPTs. If you have seen this Explore GPT stuff and you click on this, something like this will open. It looks like an app store kind of thing, and then you can use GPTs from other people, right? But I'm honest with you, I don't like these. So there, on the first site it looks really nice. It says like, hey, write for me tailored content, AI humanizer, copywriter. Oh, it's so nice, we have everything here. It's like a candy shop, right? I can do everything. But I personally don't like these GPTs. Why? Because I don't see the prompts. I don't know what they are doing. These GPTs are just black box. Maybe there are some good GPTs who are really nice and who can do something good and funny, useful, whatever. But usually these are black box GPTs, and they can say write content with focus on quality, blah, blah, blah. I really have no idea how the prompt is crafted, how the prompt is created. And if they say, I will humanize the stuff for you, yeah, maybe yes, maybe not. So if you find a GPT here which you like, good for you, and then please use it. But in my opinion, I want to write my own GPTs, not because I think I'm better than all of these, no, just because I can customize them for my own needs. I can say what I want to see and I want to read. Yeah, for example, I can replicate my own way of writing. I can replicate my writing style. I can say I want a blog post maybe with 3 or 4 paragraphs, and I can give really custom instructions which are replicated every time. And if I have a black box from somebody else and I cannot see the code inside and how it's done, I don't know why it works, I don't know how it works. So it's just luck. So maybe I'm lucky. Yeah, I can say get human-like content. Yes, maybe it's good. Maybe the guy was really, really good, and maybe not. Yeah, so you can feel free to try it out. If you like it, good for you. But this is not the scope of this course. The scope of this course is that we are making our own GPTs and not some black box stuff which other people have created. We never know what their intentions were and how good or how bad they are or how different they are from what we want to achieve. Okay, so now that we have covered this, if you like these GPTs, use it, but this is against my ideology, because I don't want to use black box. I want to craft my own GPTs, and these reasons are really good because you never know what they are doing. Right, so we can just try it, right? We can do, please provide an AI text to humanize. So maybe I will use from another window. Please bear with me. Let's use this text here and see how it humanizes it. Maybe it's good, maybe not. Don't know, right? So here you see starting action. So maybe it is even referencing third-party API or something, so a programming interface. And doesn't work. So this is the first problem. I don't want to sign up for whatever, right? So now you see why I don't want to use those third-party apps. Now we are using our own GPTs. So you click here on My GPTs, and then you see all my GPTs which I have already created, right? So you see these GPTs, and sometimes you can even share them. So the sharing is not perfect, to be honest, but it's possible to share them with somebody else, and they can read only, so they can use these GPTs, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, to be really honest. So the normal use case is that you use a GPT for yourself only. So we are creating a GPT. We click on Create GPT, and now you see here two options. Number one is Create, and number two is Configure. And this looks maybe complicated with name and description, instructions and starters, and here even more actions and blah blah blah. But believe me, it's super simple and easy to learn. And this is why I never use this create thing, because I really don't like this. I just want to write my own prompts here. But if you like, we can try it just once. Yeah, just you saw it once and then we will forget it, okay? So you can say, I want to have a GPT which creates blog posts for me, and the posts are always search engine optimized, so SEO optimized, and have 3 paragraphs, for example. Okay, and now this thing is creating the GPT instructions for you, but usually we don't do it like this. I really don't like it. Yeah, we will do this once and only, and then we will work with the configure tab only. Okay, so great. Let's come up with a name. How about SEO blog writer? Okay. Yeah, so updating GPT, and these things here, these are super interesting. These buttons are called conversation starters. So even to start a conversation, these are predefined conversation starters, like write a blog post for me, create a 3-paragraph blog post, generate, and so on and so on. And these conversation starters are now predefined, so it makes it easy with a push of a button to start the conversation, always like you want to do it. Yeah, and on the left side we see now the configuration, and now we skip into this real tab where we see where the real stuff happens, and you see what ChatGPT made for me. It gave the blog writer a name, SEO blog writer, a description, what I said, and then these instructions. And this instruction is basically the prompt. Yeah, this GPT specializes in creating SEO optimized blog posts. Every post will be structured with 3 well-crafted paragraphs, blah 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 blah. It follows best practice for search engine optimization, including keyword and so on and so on. And these conversation starters are just as buttons, which is basically pasting the standard text into the chat which I usually want to start a conversation with. So, and usually I never use this create button. I type these instructions directly, because for me it's not a problem. Just type the instructions. Yeah, so please write a blog post for me, I want this, I want that. So, but I will show you more about that. And now you see here's the preview, and in the preview I can test how the GPT will look like. Yeah, so for example, create a 3-paragraph blog post on digital marketing trends, whatever. And now it's creating the blog post, but the difference is when I go into the normal ChatGPT chat, the usual chat, and create a 3-paragraph blog post, there will be a different outcome than here, because here all these instructions are underlying. Yeah. So if I say, for example, the last sentence is always a call to action. Yeah. Maybe like something like, please subscribe. Okay. That means that if I give this task and say create a 3-paragraph blah blah blah, in this case, because the SEO blog writer has this instruction, the last sentence is always a call to action. That means that the last sentence will always be a call to action. And so you can basically do all these repetitive tasks, like carve them into stone. You can carve them into stone. So you see here, it's always the last sentence is always this call to action, right? And I will give you more examples if you haven't understood how powerful this is. Yeah. So here are the conversation starters, and it's a nice for the first thing. And your homework is now try this once with this create button, and then you can play around, fool around a little bit, and then you can click here on create, and then you can say only me, everyone with a link, or GPT store. GPT store is not relevant for us. Anyone with a link. I told you can share them with your friends or colleagues, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, especially if you have brand names or so, then it doesn't want to says, yeah, no, I cannot share this because you're like maybe used a brand name you're not supposed to use or so. But if you say only me, then you never have problems. Okay, so I will save it as only me, and what that means is that now if I click on new GPT, I have this always on my hands, this SEO blog writer. I show you, if I open this here, the sidebar, you see that I have already created a lot of GPTs, right? For my like email writer, funnel writer, YouTube script writer, writer for emails, maybe email funnel, writer for follow-up emails, LinkedIn article writer, LinkedIn follow-up, blah, blah, blah. This is all my stuff. And here's now the SEO blog writer. And that means that, for example, let's assume this blog writer is good, which is not, because we just create it in 2 seconds, right? But that means that every time when you log on ChatGPT and you see this here, this blog writer, you just click on the blog writer, then this thing will follow up with these four buttons, and you can press the button and just get this thing started and fired up. So this is a really great thing. I will show you some more examples how great it is, and you won't believe it. Okay, so your homework is now create your own first GPT and just do it with this simple method, and then I'll see you on the next video. Okay, now this custom GPT can be reused over and over and over. I can click on the SEO blog writer again, and now a new chat will open with the same thing. So that means that you can have 10, 20 or 100 or 1,000 chats, and all based on this single GPT. And as I said, this is now maybe not so special because I cannot really ask something specific. I cannot say, please create a blog post about this topic or about that topic. So it's always creating the blog post about remote work, right? So that doesn't make so much sense. Now I show you how you can modify and change GPT after you created it. Right? So now we go again on my GPTs, And now I see all my GPTs, and this is the one we were just using, the SEO block writer, and then I can click on edit GPT. Okay, and now let's assume this is a good instruction. Yeah, let's assume these are good instructions, right? So in the next chapter or in the next video we will talk about how we make our own instructions, but we can now use this and change it. For example, best example is write a SEO-friendly blog post about remote work is not a good conversation starter. The better conversation starter would be about one topic, yeah, and then ask me about the topic first. Okay, and we do the same here. I copy paste. We don't say create a 3-paragraph blog post on digital marketing trends. We say create a 3-paragraph blog post on one topic. Ask me about the topic first. Yeah, and you see that all these others are repeating. I can delete the third one because it's the same like the first two, and maybe we can keep this one. Write an engaging post on the benefits of meditation. No, write an engaging post on one topic. Ask me about the topic first. And now we have 3 conversation starters, but with a parameter, because it's asking us about the topic. And now I can write, for example, engaging post. So if this is the GPT now, yeah, I can update now if I like, or I can test it first. If this is the GPT now and I click on write an engaging post about the topic, ask me about the topic first, it will fire back a question. Which topic? And then I say rats in New York, for example. And now it's not about digital marketing trends anymore. It's about the topic which I chose. Yeah. And these, I can say here, answer in this canvas or answer in chat instead. I can click on answer in chat instead. So this is the normal layout which we all used to use, but the canvas thing is also good. And now it has created something about rats in New York. And now I update, you see it works, right? So I can skip. I update this GPT. Now I can view it, so I can test it myself. Yeah. And now if you see, I have 3 buttons: write a SEO-friendly blog post about one topic, or create a paragraph blog post or 3-paragraph, or write an engaging post. So assuming that these are really like similar, yeah, but assuming they are like different outcome, then I can say create a 3-paragraph blog post about one topic, ask me about the topic first. And then I say vacation on the Maldives. And now it's creating a 3-paragraph blog post about this topic. And this is how we will use these custom GPTs. So we have a good GPT, not a black box. We have a good GPT. We know how it works. We are refining the model over and over, and we use these simple conversation starters which are asking us simple questions to fire up the process, like ask me about topic, or ask me 3 things, or like ask me which mood I am, or whatever, so that it knows which topic is today. Or also we can do the conversation starters without asking. We can say, give me 10 ideas. Yeah, so I will show you. We go back to my GPTs. Now we edit, and assuming these 3 are too similar, right? So I don't know really what the difference is. SEO friendly, engaging. We just merge them. We merge the first and the third. But for the third, we make something new. Give me just 10 ideas for a blog post. Yeah. And now, of course, it's maybe ask me about the topic, and now or the area. And now this thing can do two things. It can give me only 10 ideas, or it can write me a complete post, right? So if I click on the third button and just give me 10 ideas, yeah, for example, 10 ideas about New York, whatever. Now it gives me only 10 ideas, yeah? And then, for example, I can, if I like, choose one of the ideas and now say, okay, thank you, please write in 3 paragraphs. Now I have to type, yeah, so I cannot use the conversation started 2 times. Now please write a 3-paragraph article about number 10, the best rooftop bars. So now I choose one of the 10 and I say, please write something about 5, 6, 7, 10. And this is doing it. So this is so nice, right? And you choose wisely what you take as a conversation starter, and this is how the whole conversation will kick off, but still you can do and continue the conversation, okay? And if you make these changes, I know it's auto-saving all the time, and it says auto-save, update, pending, but I would suggest that you press update after you really did an update. You never know. Now I will show you the coolest thing ever. We will create a completely new GPT based to write LinkedIn posts, okay? Now the problem is we don't know how to write good LinkedIn posts, right? So we do a 2-step approach. First, we ask the web and we asked ChatGPT how a good LinkedIn post looks like. So we ask in the normal chat, how does a good LinkedIn post look like? Structure, etc. Okay, and now it's using the search, so it's actually using the resources of the experts. Now I press enter and it's searching the web. Okay, so start with a strong hook, craft a valuable body, blah blah blah, incorporate visuals, and so on and so on. Now we take this, okay, now listen to me carefully. Now we take this information, assuming this is like research information, we go into a second browser window, also with ChatGPT open. Now listen to me carefully. And we go to My GPTs and create a new GPT. Okay? So we are creating a completely new GPT. And this time we don't use this create button, we configure it ourselves. Okay? And now we name the GPT LinkedIn post writer. Okay, as description you just say writes whatever, a good LinkedIn post. Yeah, and now how to write a good LinkedIn post. Okay, we can say, for example, yes, a good LinkedIn post there, we can say a good post has whatever, has 5 to 10 sentences and 1 call to action. Okay? If this is what you believe, this is the only thing you can say. We can say a good post has 5 to 10 sentences and 1 call to action. Then it's good. Yeah, we can test it and we can say, please write a post about New York, about cats in New York. Okay, cats in New York. And now, oh sorry, cats in New York. And it has now 5 to 10 sentences and a call to action, right? Are you a cat lover? Drop a pic, blah, blah, blah. But the cool thing is we can write anything in these instructions. We can make it as long or as short as we like. And the cool thing is, in the other browser window, we have just found out how a good post should look like. Yeah, so we can copy the info from our research into the instructions. Okay, and now we have our own crafted instruction, right? I can max this here. If I press on this, it will be bigger, so I can do some formatting, yeah, blah blah blah. And now you see this prompt is, and these are the sources, right? Of course I will have to delete the sources. The sources are all from one post from Teachable, Financial Times. So now you see I have done some research. Of course, maybe your research should be more than 5 seconds. Maybe your research should be 5 minutes or 30 minutes. So you see that this is our recipe for the LinkedIn posts. Start with a strong hook, create a valuable body, utilize proper formatting, engage, hashtags, blah, 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 blah. And now maintain authenticity, blah. And this is my recipe now. And if I take this, and this can be really long, I don't have it on the back of my head, but I think 2000 characters or something. So it could be really, really, really long. And if it's too long, you can still upload files here. Yeah, so no problem. So this can be really long. And now if I say, write a LinkedIn post about cats in New York, this will use these instructions instead. Yeah, so now it will start with a strong hook. Yeah, this is a strong hook. Then craft a valuable body, 900 whatever characters. Utilize proper formatting. Incorporate visuals. Yeah, engage with hashtags. Encourage interaction. Are you a New York cat lover? Maintain authenticity. I don't know what that means, but you know what so maybe it works good, maybe not. So, and if you're not happy with this outcome, you should not discuss with ChatGPT in a chat window and say, no, I don't like it. If you're not happy with the outcome, you should change the instructions. Yeah, so if you think this is too short, you should make it longer in the instructions. So you can write like maybe 900 to 1000 characters, and you can write maybe 2000 characters or 3000, whatever, right? So to make it better. So my work, and I use these GPTs all the time, every day. I have dozens for YouTube, for LinkedIn, for whatever, project management, for this and that. Yeah, legal, yeah, and I spend most of my time crafting these instructions and making these instructions better. When these instructions are better, then the outcome is more predictable and the outcome is better. And you remember that the blog posting was a really long article with whatever 3-4 paragraphs, and this is shorter. And did you also notice that I didn't need a conversation starter here? So the conversation starter is not necessary. The conversation starter is only for like make it a bit easier. Yeah, but you can also say ask me about the topic. Yeah, so you make it a little bit easier. Yeah, or you can say, ask me about the topic. There are three types. Business, personal, and health, whatever, fitness. So if you say, I always write about these three areas, it's easier because you can just make this, get the ball rolling, say business, personal, or finance. Okay, let's say fitness. Let's say business. Okay, so it's easier to make more predictable, but the conversation starters are not necessary. And then I would say this one, industry trends. And now it's writing. Yeah, please write. Please write. And now it's writing an article for me. Yeah, so if you have problems here on the side with the interaction, then your conversation starter is not good enough. Yeah, or your instructions are not good enough. Yeah, you saw that I made these instructions now in like 10 minutes. Yeah, but usually you should spend more time on these instructions, making these instructions better, making the conversation starters better. And if it's really good, then it's sometimes only one click, and then you have a perfect idea for a post or for your next projects. Yes, and some more things I will show you in the next video. But this video, I think, is the most important video. And don't forget, if you make a new thing, if you create a new thing, hit this create button. And again, you can share it, but we will talk about it. We will talk about it in the next video. Okay, while saving, you saw that we can upload it to the GPT store, which we don't want. Yeah, unless you want to be a GPT creator and whatever. Yeah, I usually use only me, but with you working with a colleague, you can try this one, anyone with the link. Yeah, then you can save it. And then sometimes it will complain and say, no, you use some words which are not allowed. See, unable to publish, because it violates our usage policies. I don't know which one, I have no idea. Previous brand names, trademarks, and copyrighted content. I don't know why this happens all the time, but I can say continue or can say appeal. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But anyways, we have tried it with our customers as well. And you know, we have an online marketing company. We are training people online marketing, and sometimes we share these GPTs with our customers, and then we say try it, and even then sometimes it doesn't work. So if it works, you get this link and you can share the link, but this is not what we believe in anyway. So if you were our customer, if you would be in our customer base and you would say, hey, this is your LinkedIn post writer, I like it so much, can you please share the link with me? I would say yes, whatever. Yeah, but the link is worthless for you because it's a black box. Yeah, what I will share with you is the instructions. Yeah, so sometimes we have one-on-one coaching sessions with our clients, and then we are only sharing these instructions. So we copy paste instructions for them, and then they can make their own version of the instructions, right? So if I share a black box for you, it's worthless for you because you don't know how it works. You cannot refine it, you cannot change it, you cannot adapt it to your needs. So for me personally, this sharing is not so important. Okay, so one thing I didn't mention is you can create a photo, because if you have a couple of GPTs, it's good if you have like a grouping based on the color. Maybe you have the 3 or 4 for LinkedIn, for example, one LinkedIn content generator and one LinkedIn post writer. Then you have two LinkedIn GPTs. Then it makes sense to use the LinkedIn picture here, so you can make them a little more, you find them easier, right? You can also use DALL-E to create some picture, but these are always super random BS AI generated pictures, so they are always really random and really like colorful and useless. Yeah, so I mean, the effective blog post, you see here the picture, and no, this is a ChatGPT. So these are so random. I would say you make more like a color grouping or something, so you can see in your list which you use for what. This is my personal tip for you. So one more tip, when you create this thing, now I take only me, you can, here's the link, but now this link is only for me, right? So you can, if you make changes, so later you make updates and so on and so on. So now for example, I make a few updates and I update it, right? And now assuming that you are testing some stuff. So for example, you're testing the eighth step, and you test and you are not happy with the 8th step, and then you want to go back to the previous version and you cannot remember what the previous version was. Then you can go click on these 3 dots here and then say revert, and then you can revert to the last saved version. Obviously you have to be really careful with that, because you never know if it works or not. So if it's something really important for you, and there have been times, I mean, in our mastermind, in our masterclass group with our customers, we are doing this since 2 years now, or for 2 years now, and sometimes we had the live calls where ChatGPT was offline and all the GPTs were gone, right? And then some of our clients said maybe we should back up them. And with backup, I mean not like here and revert to the last version or whatever version history. You see here we have a version history. I mean really back up and take them to another platform. So if you really depend on these GPTs, I would advise you to make for example, a Notion or Evernote or OneNote or an Excel table where you back up these things from time to time. So for example, you make a date. For example, I'm doing it in an Excel table. I make the date, name of the GPT, version, and then description, instructions, and conversation starters. And then you just copy paste the text and then you have it saved, because maybe everything goes down and you lose your stuff, and then you lose your whole body of knowledge. It's really bad, right? So please back up everything, and you can also easier go back, because if I go here in the version history, maybe I saved 20 times, I don't know which version it was, right? The most important version from last time. It's easier if you take it off to Notepad or whatever, Excel table where you can work with. Yeah, so if you have something, right? Okay, one more thing. You see here the capabilities. There you can tick what's possible with this GPT. For example, web search, canvas, code interpreter, data analysis, or image creation. So this web search we already saw, right? So they can search the web, yes or no. The canvas is the thing this opens the whole screen, and you have in the left third the chat, and in the right 2/3 this big canvas where you can live edit the content. And the image creation is how to create images. We will do that now. And the data analysis is more for like big, for example, you upload a fat Excel table or a database, or you can do Python script with it. Now, the question is, why can I turn that on or off? Yeah, and the answer is that according to the resources, according to the internet. If you tick them off, the things which you don't need, this thing is a bit more stable, a bit faster, and can focus on the task which it is made for. I don't know if this is really a myth, yeah, so I don't really care about these checkboxes, but this is what the people say on the internet, that some people may have complained that GPTs are too slow, okay? So if you say, I will never use the web search or never use the canvas, you know, I don't like the canvas very much, I don't like the design, so I will disable it, and maybe that will make a difference, maybe not, yeah. But the image is sometimes nice, and the web search is also sometimes nice, because if you're in the LinkedIn post writer, let's say, yeah, you wrote a nice thing, for example, fitness, okay, and then you can say, let's wait until it's finished. Then you can say, can you get proof? Yeah, or no, it's not finished. I say motivational content, how low carb works well, whatever. Please add some proof. I hope it will search the web. Otherwise, I will ask, please search the web for proof. Okay, so sometimes the web search can come handy, right? So the science, the study of the New England, blah. Maybe this is from the web, but you know what I mean, yeah? Yeah. Is the proof from the web? Please state, or please quote your sources, okay? Searching the web, now it's searching the web. So this really can come handy, right? So you have here's a trial, here's this and that, okay? And the image creator, of course, can also come handy. And then when you say, please create a photorealistic image for the post, then it will use the DALL-E image creator, and because I made it possible. So usually I wouldn't advise you to create an AI generated post in LinkedIn, because everybody sees that it's AI generated. Even if I say photorealistic, I mean, I can always spot these AI generated images, and I assume that most of the people, most of you can do the same. So yeah, if I see these AI generated pictures, I don't like them. But maybe if you do it once per, I don't know, 100 posts, or once per 50 posts, and you think this picture is nice and could be a photograph, just do it, yeah. But you know what I mean. So for example, if I have a GPT for my online courses, and then I need maybe for my own academy, for our customers, and some whatever image, course image, just for fun, and they will not complain if it's an AI generated image, because the content counts, then I can say generate an image for me, yeah. So sometimes image can be handy, okay. Now update it again, and in the next video I will show you how to use this knowledge part, because this is a really nice. I will show you something super nice now, how to incorporate this point here, the knowledge. The knowledge, that you can upload files. You can upload PDFs, you can upload text files and Word files and so on and so on. And why do we need this? I mean, usually I never needed it, because I could write here a lot of stuff. I could write maybe a paragraph about my target audience. I could write this and this, but there's a limit. So I cannot remember if it was 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 characters. I mean, we can test it out. Yeah, Okay, it's really, really long, but if I close it now, it says 8,000 characters. Okay, so 8,000 characters. That sounds like a lot, right? But I will give you an example. I'm opening now the text editor on my laptop. This is the text edit on Mac, and on Windows you have the normal, it's called editor, I think. And I have created on my other monitor a description of target audience, and I will copy paste it now. You see here, target audience. Just as an example, yeah, this is my target audience because I sell project management workshops. Okay, so who they are, pain points, team members, and so on. So I would, if you do this for professional, for example, for LinkedIn posts or for YouTube or whatever, I would advise you to have a document with a target audience. And you see this is really long, and if I have this target audience and the instructions and so on, then you can easily break these 8,000 characters rule. And the other big reason is, if you have one document with a target audience and you have 3, 4 or 5 different GPTs, it's easier to attach the file to all these GPTs than to copy paste this big block of text into all GPTs. This is easier. Okay, so let's assume I'm saving this as target audience for GPT, and I would advise you to use simple document like this RTF or maybe docx from Microsoft, yeah, and maybe PDF, yeah, but not so complicated, not pictures and stuff, because imagine it will be hard for ChatGPT to decode that stuff. Okay, so I have the target audience, assuming, yeah, and now it's called target audience for GPT, right? Now I upload this file here in the knowledge, this file, and then I can write here a sentence like, my target audience is described in the file, and now I quote the name of the file just to be sure, target audience for GPT. Okay, now this is only one sentence, and this one sentence is pointing to the whole file. Yeah, so let's see if it works. Yeah, just say I make a new conversation starter. It says, give me 10 blog no, it was not blog post, 10 post ideas for my target audience. Okay, let's see if it works or not. So here's just this thing like, and then ask me which I want and write a post. I think this is a good process. So let's see if it works or not. Give me 10, posted it. So you see it has actually or obviously read the file, and it's because, can you remember the CTOs and here the team members and client and blah blah blah, and now this is here obviously read from the file. Then it says, which one do you want me to write, or you do want to mix? And then I say number 5 please, because it says ask me which I want and then write a post. Yeah, number 5 please. Why clear communication is the most underrated skill in project teams. So, and now it's writing the post. So you see that in the conversation starter is already 2 steps The first step is like, give me 10 ideas. And the second step is ask me and then write a post. So it's 3 steps. Yeah, and here are here's the manual how to write a good post. And here's the knowledge about the target audience. And you can upload up to 10 files. Yes, so you can have maybe 1 file with typical like sentences from project management, 1 file with the typical objections of your target audience, 1 file with your target audience, and so on. And it's super nice because you can then have these files on Dropbox and make the updates and share them with colleagues and so on and so on. And then when you have an update, you just replace the file here. It's much easier than just replacing whatever 10 paragraphs in the instructions. Okay, so this is a super important trick, and now you know, I would say you know almost anything you have to know about these GPTs, because now you can do anything with it. There are 2 more things which I didn't mention yet. One thing is the actions, and the other one is additional settings. This here, use conversion data in your GPT to improve our models. This you could uncheck if you don't like to improve their models with your data, maybe your personal data or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, you shouldn't use your personal data anyways too much, or customer data or client data, phone numbers, email address, and so on, because you never know who reads this, and maybe there will be a leak and then everybody will point at you. So you should, anyways, you shouldn't upload sensitive data here, because it could be exposed. Yeah, but if you uncheck this thing, it's maybe a little more safe. And the other thing is the AI action, and this is something where you need really serious programming knowledge. I can just tell you that it is possible to connect ChatGPT and these GPTs with Zapier. You see, Zapier is a business process automation platform. I use it every day for things like onboarding or new clients. They will get maybe some present from us, so it's automated. When they buy, they get access to the to our online course platform, and so on and so on. Yeah, so you can do anything with Zapier, and now you can also connect Zapier with ChatGPT, but this is a little bit complicated, and this is not in the scope of this course. I can only tell you that I have tried it, and I used a whole evening on that. So you have to copy the API information, you have to copy the keys and copy back and forth and back and forth. And then you can, for example, say that the Custom GPT should open a calendar entry for you or something like that. But I can tell you that currently it doesn't work really well. So there you have a lot of error messages, and you have a lot of like, please sign in again, and you have to sign in 2 times in the same browser window, and then you have again an error message. So as of now, and I have tested it a couple of times, it doesn't work really well. Even if you do everything right, there come these error messages with error here and there. So it's maybe too new. But if you like, you could try it. So if you're a programmer and you know something about APIs and these API methods, I could advise you to try it out, to try these actions. Then you have to do these URLs here and all this stuff, and you have to read all these infos from Zapier, and then maybe it works in your case. Yeah, then I mean, this will be the future, right? This will be the future, that we can remote control other apps, maybe Google Sheets or Slack or things like that with ChatGPT. But for now, it's not in the scope of this course. Congratulations, you have made it to the end of the course, and by now you've built a solid foundation in ChatGPT effectively. I hope so. Let's quickly recap everything what we have learned. So at the beginning of the course, we started with the basics, how to set up ChatGPT. You learned how to log in, set up account and navigate the platform. Then we covered how ChatGPT works. We covered the importance of prompts and how to structure them for the best results. Essential settings, chat and search. We learned the key features to optimize your workflow and ChatGPT use cases. That means you discovered the real-world applications of ChatGPT for work and personal productivity. Then we moved on to the more advanced techniques. That means using roles and complex prompts. You learned how to assign ChatGPT a role and use structured prompts for better responses. We work with PDFs. We saw how to upload, read and summarize a PDF for ChatGPT. I explained to you the GPT models. That means we explored the difference between the different models, and I explained to you why and they are a difference and when it's important and when not. And then we explored the GPT store. So we learned how to find a pre-built AI assistant with the Explore GPT function. And then the juicy part came. We built our own GPT using the create mode. That means you created a simple custom GPT using the basic setup. Then we updated and improved our GPT. You learned how to edit and refine the custom GPT over time. And then the best part of your first GPT was the configure and insider trick. That means you built a GPT using the advanced configure mode. And I showed you the powerful hack, if you remember, with the two browser windows where we get the prompt from another window, how to write a LinkedIn post and then post it into the new GPT. Then I talked a little bit about sharing and managing GPT versions, and then of course the custom GPT capabilities and the most important capability, which is to upload files, for example, the target audience. I hope you liked this course as much as I did. If you like it, then write it to me in a review. If you don't like it as well, so write me a review, give me stars in the course dashboard, and then you can download your certificate now. And I'm happy to work with you again next time. See you. Sincerely yours, Sebastian Glöckner. Bye.